Thank you all very much, and thank you, Mike, for the invitation and all that you're doing for LaPorte. It seems like only the blink of an eye since we convened last March, with multiple successes to celebrate already and on the cusp of many exciting new initiatives and projects. When I look back on what we've accomplished in a little over 1 year, I scarce can believe the progress we've made and the opportunities that have unfolded. Last year, I had the opportunity to share that not only are great things happening in our city, but amazing things are yet to come because we have the resources, talent, and a plan to progress. We've seen the proof of that statement time and again since last March, and I believe it is as powerful as ever. Not only do we have resources, talent, and a plan, but we have a community-wide team whose belief, actions, and commitment to success knits all of those attributes together, making not only the goals we set for ourselves achievable, but additional blessings we couldn't have foreseen. The plan that I've outlined and charged our community team with pursuing in order to construct a successful greater LaPorte focuses on 3 key pillars: building the most conducive climate for economic development growth, providing for sustainable infrastructure needs, and fostering a community dedication toward positive lifestyle choices. In the first of these pillars, we could not ask for a better partner and liaison to both government and industry than we have in the Greater LaPorte Economic Development Corporation, most well known as GLEDC. With Bert Cook at the helm, the GLEDC team has been vital to the major successes that this community has achieved in the past year and those we are continuing to pursue. The economic development expertise and professional reputation of GLEDC is second to none across the state. And by balancing an aggressive pursuit of projects with finesse, the GLEDC team's partnership with the city has given rise to game-changing projects in the city of LaPorte. At the end of September, we were pleased to welcome Governor Daniels to the groundbreaking ceremony of the 137-acre expansion of the Thomas Rose Industrial Park. This event warranted the highest levels of statewide attention due to the extent of opportunity the project provides, including dual rail service, of which construction is set to begin early this summer. Estimates show that when the expansion is filled, the annual property tax revenue, using 2012 figures, will be approximately $3.8 million, and industries located there could provide for up to 1,000 new manufacturing jobs. An independent economic study recently conducted at Purdue North Central shows that the new manufacturing jobs could generate almost 350 follow-on service sector jobs in areas such as retail, food and beverage, and healthcare, to name a few. Again, all of these numbers are for the expansion alone. In the next few weeks, I look forward to collaborating with the City Council and Redevelopment Commission as we provide roads, water, sewer, and stormwater sewer service to the expanded area using tax increment finance, or TIF, tools to ensure that this expansion keeps pace with the large amount of interest that we are already seeing. Many of our industries currently or soon to be relocated in the industrial park have seen substantial growth. In the short time since the announcement of the park's expansion, 3 projects now in place will provide for the creation of 84 new jobs, the revitalization of older buildings, and $51.2 million in capital investment. I've been privileged to work with the Redevelopment Commission, Community Development Partnership, and GLEDC as substantial progress has been made toward the development of Newport Landing. This project will be a combination of commercial, recreational, and residential use, and major milestones were achieved in the Redevelopment Commission's purchase of the former Don George property and recent agreement with Holiday Properties. We were pleasantly surprised to work through an extremely competitive developer selection process and are excited to collaborate with a partner with Holiday's outstanding record of success, not only in the Northwest Indiana region, but nationally. The addition of Tiffany Bly to the team as the downtown coordinator through the partnership of the City, Chamber of Commerce, Convention and Visitors Bureau, Urban Enterprise Association, and GLEDC has made significant strides in revitalizing our downtown. Tiffany's energy, creativity, tenacity, and commitment to our downtown are unmatched, and it's difficult for me to pick highlights to showcase as her efforts have been and continue to be immense. Second Saturdays, the Taste of LaPorte, the Downtown Trick-or-Treat Night, and hosting of the downtown's participation in the National Make a Difference Day celebration are just a few of the outstanding events Tiffany has coordinated and will continue this year. She and a team of dedicated business leaders also worked diligently for many months and recently celebrated the Lieutenant Governor's naming of LaPorte as an Indiana Main Street community, making our downtown eligible for state programs and potential grants. Not to mention the fantastic outreach and communication efforts Tiffany has put into establishing a newsletter, website, and social media sites for the downtown businesses. The City of LaPorte's partnership with the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau has been beneficial in bolstering our business and economic development opportunities, not only in collaborating with the downtown coordinator, but in opportunities to host major events that have and will continue to attract thousands of tourists to our area. Last year's convention of the Pyrotechnics Guild International contributed over $3.5 million to the local economy, in addition to providing what even the industry experts said were the most spectacular fireworks they'd ever seen. I couldn't be more excited to host the upcoming Maple City Grand Prix boat race at the end of May, which, if numbers are even half of the economic impact of the Super Boat Race in Michigan City, will provide for an injection of millions of dollars into the local economy, as well as a thrilling event that families can enjoy at no cost to view. As we continue to build our community's economic foundation, providing for sustainable infrastructure needs and fundamental public services is the second pillar of the outline for success. Numerous achievements have taken place due to both top-notch leadership from our department heads, as well as unparalleled professionalism and dedication from our city employees. The police department answered 30,886 calls for service in 2012, marking a 26% increase in calls. They made substantial progress in mitigating substance abuse by providing focused training to all officers, not just members of the Metro Force, in addition to utilizing the broken windows approach of enforcing a zero-tolerance policy for any kind of violation in targeted problematic areas. Heightened community engagement through the use of social media, public outreach, and community policing dramatically improved arrest rates, with tips received through new sources for collecting information playing a pivotal role in catching criminals. Prime examples come from the recent bank and credit union robberies, where every single robbery has resulted in an arrest, and for most, recovery of any stolen cash, often due to tips provided by the public. Code enforcement worked hand in hand with the police department to decrease violations by training and empowering road officers on common violations. With only 2 members in the department, they were able to track 2,380 violations over the course of 2012, and are planning an upcoming code enforcement sweep prior to the spring cleanup week in May. This sweep, coordinated with the police, street, and other departments, will give fair warning, then crack down on violators to eliminate blight and improve safety. The fire department responded to 2,187 calls, resulting in numerous lives and $2.3 million in property saved. The department participated in the first ever 1st District Career Firefighting Academy, saving thousands of training dollars by completing the training close to home. Each station is continuing to develop engine company pre-plans for local businesses and other large buildings, improving readiness and the city's Insurance Services Office rating, or ISO rating, which impacts homeowners' insurance rates. The water department worked closely with the fire department to improve the city's ISO rating through fire protection from our water supply during a review conducted last fall. The review occurs roughly every 10 years, and we expect to hear the results in the next few months. Additionally, water main was extended by 5,000 feet along Ziegler Road and by 2 miles along Johnson Road to Camp Summit. Larger diameter water main was installed to serve the Civic Auditorium and adjacent neighborhoods. New supply wells for the East Filtration Plant were also installed, increasing the city's water collection capacity, which played a large role in preventing water restrictions during the extremely dry summer last year. The Wastewater Department collaborated with the Water, Street, Parks, and Engineering departments to provide emergent dredging to the channel connecting Stone and Pine Lakes, capitalizing on outstanding in-house ingenuity. In addition to providing first-rate sewer, wastewater treatment, and stormwater removal service, the department replaced multiple pieces of critical machinery and partnered with the engineering department to coordinate installing 2,600 feet of storm sewer in Monroe Manor to alleviate flooding challenges. 2013 will be an exciting year for the street department, as the City Council approved the use of $1 million of bond proceeds to be directed towards street paving and $300,000 towards sidewalk repair. Leading up to this year, LaPorte has struggled to find funding to direct toward paving and sidewalk efforts and has tried to utilize patchwork as much as possible to keep up with deteriorating pavement. In 2012, the department used 397 tons of hot patch, removed 117 trees, replaced 635 street signs, and plowed over 5,000 yards of snow. Bond proceeds are also going to be used to relocate the street department from their current location that is suffering foundational problems to a new site near the wastewater treatment plant. The Parks and Recreation Department partnered with IU Health LaPorte Hospital to provide a marked mountain bike trail in Soldiers Memorial Park and is pursuing a master trail plan with the support of the Urban Enterprise Association. Beechwood Golf Course enjoyed an extremely positive season as the result of an early spring and careful attention to watering requirements throughout the dry summer. The Civic Auditorium hosted 239 private and public events, including the Mayor's Ball, high school and college basketball tournaments, and polls for 2 elections. Careful analysis of recreational program offerings led to some programmatic modifications that will allow the department to best meet public and market demands, in addition to scheduling provisions that will allow other community sports clubs better access to park facilities. As a result of the initiative undertaken by a local youth volunteer, Alex Friedman, Kessling Park now boasts a wiffle ball field that is home to the Maple City Magic wiffle ball team. Last year, the city received a LAIR grant from the Indiana Department of Natural Resources to combat harmful weeds in Clear Lake, and I am pleased to inform you that we just got word yesterday that we are once again recipients of the LAIR grant this year, which will provide 80% of the funds needed to treat the same weed in Pine Lake. Due to dedicated efforts of the Lake Association to raise the matching 20% of funds required, Pine Lake will be usable for the upcoming summer season. Transport increased its ridership by 2% and reduced fuel usage by 4%. New vehicles have been ordered through federal transportation funding to improve the fleet quality and energy efficiency. The department expanded service hours to cover 6 additional holidays and is pursuing opportunities for providing public transit to Michigan City. In October, the Human Resources Department was transitioned to the Human and Community Relations Department to not only address the city's HR needs, but address larger community initiatives. Current endeavors include connecting our workforce with employment opportunities, mitigating substance abuse, and promoting wellness. Major goals were achieved with the establishment of a citywide random drug and alcohol testing policy, the creation of a new employee handbook, and a critical initiative of providing health insurance that is now comparable to businesses and municipalities of our size. This plan was not only comparable, but is enhanced by the employee Wellport Health Clinic. Additional milestones were the successful and even peaceful negotiations and adoptions of collective bargaining agreements with the fire union through 2015 and the Fraternal Order of Police through 2017. The legal, engineering, and community planning development departments each played vital roles in almost every success and endeavor discussed regarding economic development, sustainable infrastructure, and many other initiatives. They are the intrinsic, often subtle, but extremely powerful connections that move all projects forward through the complex world of government and legal requirements. None of the accomplishments and initiatives listed would be possible without the outstanding expertise and dedication of the Clerk Treasurer's Office. LaPorte is blessed to have Teresa Ludlow and her team managing all financial requirements, efforts that are both a science and an art due to the extreme complexities of municipal finance on a good day, let alone navigating the challenges the city of LaPorte has endured due to the county property tax debacle. The cash flow shortages caused by the delayed property tax collection required the city to pursue tax anticipation warrants through the Indiana Bond Bank in order to meet necessary operating funds. To date, the city has paid over $700,000 in interest, and the city actively pursues every opportunity to pay down the warrants as quickly as possible. We have retired all tax anticipation warrants through 2010 and hope to complete payment on the remaining 2011, 12, and 13 warrants after collection of the 2012 and 13 property taxes. The Clerk Treasurer's Office has not only adeptly managed our recovery process, but also took the initiative to work with the City Council to seek ways to invest more funds in a broader market in order to gain the largest return on taxpayer dollars. The first quarter of returns since the adoption of this resolution has already earned the city $6,500 from interest on invested funds that were not previously earning anything. All of these opportunities would not be possible without both the careful management of the Clerk Treasurer's Office and the support provided by our local state legislators, Representative Tom Dermody and Senator Jim Arnold, who championed the passage of a new state statute requiring the timely collection and distribution of property taxes. This statute mobilized the necessary officials to collect the delayed funds while providing methods to minimize further harmful effects to taxpayers. The final pillar of my outline for success, fostering a community dedication toward positive lifestyle choices, has also captured significant achievements. The City of LaPorte was proud to partner with IU Health LaPorte Hospital and the LaPorte County YMCA to establish Fitness Fridays, where everyone in the community was invited to participate in a free weekly 5K walk or run. Many Friday afternoons garnered over 200 participants who joined me for whatever distance and pace they felt comfortable. We continued the program with monthly Winter Fitness Fridays hosted at the YMCA, the Crossings, and the Civic Auditorium. This year, we are pleased to welcome GIS Insurance as a partner, and we'll be including a cycling option that will contain an 11.5-mile route for more advanced riders, as well as a shorter family route. The new season of Fitness Fridays with the cycling edition will commence at 5:15 p.m. on April 12th, with all participants, cyclists, walkers, or runners, meeting in front of the YMCA. Equally important to positive, healthy activities is a commitment to reducing the levels of substance abuse in our community. Over the past year, both the police and fire departments have seen a marked decrease in calls regarding overdoses, particularly heroin. Following the last drug-free roundtable I held, the focus of prevention, law enforcement, and rehabilitation was established, and I have continued to work with individuals and organizations across the community to address these efforts. I've been pleased to participate with the LaPorte Community School Corporation's Drug-Free Task Force to provide for many prevention efforts targeting our youth in schools and the community at large. I joined a group of panelists as part of the LaPorte High School Health Fair last fall for freshmen and sophomores to discuss the impacts of substance abuse, resources for seeking help, and alternative choices. Another fair will be held this spring for juniors and seniors, and funds raised through the Mayor's Ball will be used to support a dramatic presentation at the high school later this month addressing drug and alcohol abuse, suicide, self-worth, bullying, and many other topics. Additional recipients of funds from the Mayor's Ball were the Problem Solving Court, to provide transport passes for program participants to have reliable transportation to and from work and/or counseling sessions, Champions for Today, which brought NFL players into the middle schools to speak out against drug and alcohol abuse, Girls on the Run, to help girls take charge of their lives and define the future on their terms, the Character Counts workshop being taught by Sunshine Troje at the YMCA to provide workbooks to the youth attending the class. We're currently analyzing different applications for maximum effectiveness for the donation of $5,000 from Bethany Lutheran Church, which they raised hosting a Clint Black concert to increase funds and awareness preventing substance abuse and suicide. There's still much work to be done towards substance abuse, as even one overdose is one too many. But I am encouraged at the work that's being done through our schools, churches, community organizations, mentors, and most impressively, amongst our youth. Heroes are being made just by reaching out to help find positive ways to fill the voids that drug and alcohol only temporarily address. All of these events, triumphs, and obstacles overcome are thrilling for the respective opportunities they will provide this community. But what excites me most are the intangibles that are the driving force for our collective success: the unity, teamwork, and most importantly, faith in this community and in one another. My vision for LaPorte is to be a community that believes, takes action, and achieves goals. All of these collective successes have taken us steps closer to making that vision across the community a reality. A vision where no goal is too lofty, no mountain insurmountable, no issue too great, because we have a community that will believe in and support one another however they can. That is where we will achieve our greatest victories and set ourselves apart from any other community. My family and friends are going to be shocked to discover that I'm going to reference a football film, and I wouldn't recommend it for any younger audiences, but in the movie Any Given Sunday, Al Pacino plays Tony D'Amato, a 30-year veteran football coach. At halftime, during a big game, his team, which has endured many highs and lows over the season, is struggling, and he tells them that football, like life, is a game won in inches. I'm not going to attempt to do my best Pacino impression, and I'm going to paraphrase, but I think the message he has is spot on. He says, "The inches we need are everywhere around us. They are in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch, because we know that when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the difference between winning and losing, between living and dying. We've gained yards in the past year, but every inch we claw for is just as important, and maybe the 1 inch that makes the difference for our city, for our schools, for our kids, for our businesses, for our families. To gain those inches, we must grow our belief, our actions, and our goals. For us to grow and compete as a city, we must first believe that LaPorte is an innovative, progressive community that is committed to each individual and corporate citizen and our collective success. Some days, that belief must be born of faith, the assurance of what is hoped for, the proof of what is not seen. LaPorte, like so many other communities, has seen tough times over the years, and our challenges were compounded by unique property tax disagreements. But by working as a team, focusing on common goals, and believing that we have what it takes to be an outstanding community, we have already seen many triumphs. All of the events that I've listed are great success stories, but may be difficult to identify with. So I offer the amazing story of two of the bravest people I've now had the privilege of meeting and how their strength inspired and rallied LaPorte for their recovery. Last July, 7-year-old Neela and 5-year-old Jaden Mall were critically injured in a horrific car accident that took the life of their father's girlfriend who was driving them to their grandmother's house. They suffered numerous broken bones, facial lacerations, and Neela suffered a traumatic brain injury. Their grandfather's one of our firefighters, and I received word of the accident a few hours after it occurred. Initial reports were extremely grim as the girls were whisked away to Indianapolis and Chicago to receive special treatment due to the severity of their injuries. As both girls fought for their lives, the community began to rally to support them and their families. I can recall the afternoon before the community prayer vigil. I received the report that after multiple ups and downs, Neela had not shown the type of progress hoped for, and doctors were preparing her family for the expectation that she most likely would not live when they took her off her ventilator. That night, hundreds of friends, family members, neighbors, and just fellow members of the community gathered to pray for Neela, Jaden, and their family, and everyone affected by the terrible accident. It didn't matter whether they knew them or not. They were one of our own, and we came together as a community to support them in whatever way that we could. At that point, all that was left to do was to pray. The next day, when I came into the office, I received the report that when Neela had been taken off her ventilator, she defied the odds. She took a breath. She has continued to defy the odds, and the community has maintained its support to her entire family with prayers, encouragement, and financial assistance to help cover the immense health care bills. Words cannot express what an honor it was for me to name Neela and Jaden as official ambassadors for the city of LaPorte last night. And they wanted to join us here today, but they had the opportunity to go and swim in a swimming pool. And while everyone here is excited, I can understand a swimming pool is a little bit more exciting. When I look at those girls, I think of three things. First, no one can ever question the existence of miracles. Second, that each of us can only hope to match the strength of these princess warriors, as one of the emergency responders has referred to them as. And finally, that they are living proof in the power of a community that rallies to support their own. Belief and faith in our community is fundamental to our success, but we cannot simply wish it to be so. We have to be willing to take action upon and in support of our belief. LaPorte must take action to solve problems and advance our goals by getting involved in community organizations, programs, and events. One has to work hard to miss the results of our amazing community volunteers. Arts in the Parks Summer Concert Series, Tri-Kappa's Sock Hop, Kiwanis, the Red Cross, or the Parks Department's 5K runs, United Way's Dodgeball Tournament, the JC's 4th of July Parade and fireworks are just the tip of the iceberg of all of the community events provided by numerous organizations making life in LaPorte second to none. When you combine these characteristics of our citizens with a government and business professionals equally dedicated, the results are outstanding. If each of us believes in this community, then takes action to do our small part, we will achieve not only the goals that we set for ourselves and our community, but those we couldn't have dreamed for. We'll gain inches we weren't even reaching for. My goals for this community align with the outline provided: building the most conducive climate for economic development growth, providing for sustainable infrastructure needs, and fostering a community dedication toward positive lifestyle choices. Making the vision of a community that believes, takes action, and achieves goals a reality provides the opportunity to accomplish all of those goals and make LaPorte the best place to live, work, and do business, not just because of what we have done, but because of who we are. As his halftime speech drew to a close, Coach D'Amato finished by saying, "Now, I can't make you do it. You got to look at the guy next to you, look into his eyes. Now, I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same thing for him." That's a team, gentlemen. LaPorte has the team to make this vision a reality, to achieve our goals and then some, to make LaPorte the best place to live, work, and do business. God bless you, God bless our newest ambassadors, and God bless the city of LaPorte. Thank you.